What will be the repercussions, the backlash, the revolt of this revolting development? Remember to like, subscribe, click the bell, hype up the video. Because if it weren't for you, there would be no show and view. I hope you all got everything you asked for Christmas. You got your presents. Hopefully they're wrapped. Hopefully you spent it with your friends, your family, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your significant others, or maybe you just wanted to be alone. And that's fine. But as long as you're here with Sean's View Entertainment, that's all that matters by design. Now, WWE just opened the most controversial door in 2026 because the rumor floating around right after Christmas 2025 is that Nikki Bella will be bringing back the Divas Championship, and it's already causing backstage drama, fan revolt, and a possible locker room split over what the title represents. Now, this isn't just a belt, viewers. This is a message, and people are reacting like WWE just lit a match. Divas title returns. Nikki Bella brings it back. A WWE revolt in 2026. You gotta be kidding me. We gotta get into this one, guys. Also, we're gonna have exclusives and bonus extras during this very video that you are gonna soon not want to miss. What's good? It is Sean's View Entertainment. Quick disclaimer, this video does cover developing rumors, speculation, and entertainment style breakdowns. Nothing is official until the WWE confirms it, and details can change fast. This is why we do multiple videos a day. But the reason we're talking about this is because the Divas Championship is one of the most polarizing symbols in WWE history. And bringing it back for 2026 would instantly shake up the entire women's division for the good, the bad, and quite frankly, the indifferent. Now remember to like the video, subscribe, turn on all notifications, and make sure to hype up the video. It's very important. Because if WWE teases this on TV, the internet is going to explode. So here's the claim making the rounds, again, right after Christmas. And this is not probably the Christmas present that you were expecting from the WWE. And you know what really makes this more intensifying? It's going to be Nikki Bella, the one that brings it back, the one that really brought the Divas era to where it was and how it shook the foundation of World Wrestling Entertainment at that time. Now, Nikki Bella could return and push the idea of bringing back the Divas title, whether it's a revived title, a special attraction, or a nostalgia belt, or a new version of the rebranded championship under her influence. Because, again, we all remember the influence that Nikki Bella had over this championship in the division some 10 years ago. Now, Nikki Bella, she's a huge name. She's an icon. She's a legendary status. She's a mainstream crossover. She's a reality TV presence. She has big recognition. WWE knows that she moves attention. But the moment the words Divas Championship came out, that instantly creates a civil war online. Because half the fans go, oh, classic belt, iconic era, nostalgia. But the other half says, absolutely not. The belt represents an era we fought to move past. That's the tension in real time. Now, let's be real about why this is nuclear. The Divas title isn't just a championship. It's tied to an era where the women's division was treated like a sideshow. So when people hear Divas title returns, they don't hear nostalgia. They hear WWE is rephrasing progress. Excuse me, WWE is reversing the progress. And in 2026, which is right around the corner, and how strong the women's wrestling is now and how much emphasis WWE puts on athletes and main events, the idea of bringing back that title feels like pouring gasoline on the entire division. Now, here's the best case scenario for Nikki Bella's side in the women's division in the Divas title. And what does this mean for the Women's World Championship? Okay, we're going to dive into that and much more here where we settle the score with each and every one of you on the Unapologetic. Nikki could frame it like, I'm not bringing back the old era, I'm reclaiming what we built. She could say that she has a bridge. And this is what could happen, guys. And again, if this is what you're looking at, the explanation. She could say that she was a bridge from the old era to the new era. She could argue that she carried the division when it wasn't being prioritized. And she could spin it like, this is legacy, this is history, this is respect. That's how she would sell it. And if the WWE wants drama, they put her name. They put her name and they put her in the center of the entire damn thing. Now, here's the revolt, and where the story is really going to start cooking, guys. If this rumor does happen, the pushback would be immediate, you would have to surmise. Because there are women in the WWE right now who have built their entire careers on being taken seriously as main event athletes, as top tier. So imagine the locker room reaction to the Divas title with Nikki Bella doing this. Some talent would take it as a slap in the face. Some would see it as the WWE chasing nostalgia clicks. Some would worry that it changes how the division is presented. And if the WWE really wanted this free reel on TV, this feel real, if they wanted to feel real on TV, they have different women openly reacting. One side, this is disrespect. The other side, this is tradition. Instant factions. Now, the internet, this is where the internet would quite frankly go to war. The fan reaction, because this is the kind of topic that trends instantly. You'd have Divas title is iconic. Divas title is insulting. Nikki is saving the division. Nikki is dragging it backwards. And WWE loves this because it creates engagement in real time. And that's what Show Entertainment is all about, real time, multiple videos a day. Remember to click the bell, subscribe, turn on all notifications. But here's the risk. If the backlash becomes bigger than the WWE expected about a Divas title returning or being reinvented, the WWE would have to pivot very quickly. You would have to imagine that there has to be a backup plan. So the rumor becomes WWE didn't expect this much heat. And that's where the story can get very, very dangerous. Now, how the WWE would present this, on TV. If WWE does this, they'll do it one of three ways. The Divas title returns as a one-off storyline, which would probably be the best predicament for the WWE. Nikki reveals the belt, calls it a legacy title, and challenges someone. And the short arc, the big buzz, then it disappears again. The rebranded version, same belt look, but WWE claims it's evolved. They try to have it look both ways, nostalgia in a modern respect. They try to have it look both ways. The full division split for option 3. Now, this is the chaos option. A Divas Championship becomes a separate lane. Style versus sport narrative. Then the women's division becomes divided on purpose. Option 3 is risky, but it is maximum drama for the WWE. Who would Nikki Bella target? If Nikki returns with the Divas Championship, the Divas title, she needs the perfect opponent. Someone who represents the modern era. Someone like a serious, hard-hitting champion type. A this is wrestling voice. A leader who says we are not going backwards. That creates a perfect rivalry. Nikki representing legacy and entertainment, an opponent representing athletic respect. And you build the promo for weeks around one question. What does the title represent? That's how you would turn a title belt into an instant war, a heat magnet, so to speak, in the WWE. Now, here is the twist angle that the WWE would love. The story isn't really about the Divas title, it is about power. Because Nikki bringing it back would feel like I have influence, I have pull, I can change WWE. And then you add a boardroom vibe to it. Who approved this? Who pushed it? Who is fighting it internally? That's the kind of backstage feeling storytelling that keeps viewers watching. If the Divas title returns in any form, it creates huge questions. Does it replace a title? Does it unify belts? Does it become a special attraction championship? Does it create a new lane for Raw? And WWE has to be careful because if they add another women's title, you risk too many championships. But if you replace one, you create even more controversy. So either way, it could pose a lengthy, huge risk. Now, as I always do in every video, I present to you the rumor meter and what to watch for on WWE television. If we're talking about Nikki returning, that's believable because it's already happened. But if we're talking about nostalgia being used with the Divas title, very believable. But the Divas title specifically, that's the part that's explosive, and we need strong hints for that one. Here's to watch for. Here's what to watch out for. Nikki mentioning the Divas era on TV. WWE showing old belt footage. Merch tees. Legacy championship language. Fans chanting Divas. WWE social media posting throwback belt content. If any of that starts happening, the rumor gets hotter. But viewers, as always, without you, there is no show on view. This is where you come in. Now I need your answer. No fence sitting. If Nikki brings back the Divas Championship in 2026, A, it's a nostalgic, iconic, brings it back. That's option A. B, it's disrespectful, never return it. C, bring it back only as a one-time legacy story. Option D, replace it with a modern legacy title, not Divas. Comment A, B, C, or D and tell me your option and your answer on this entire thing. Now, if you want nonstop WWE breaking news, rumors, nonstop updates with developing stories, make sure you're subscribed, hit the bell. And if you want to support the channel, hit the super thanks below or become a channel member. It keeps these daily updates going and it keeps the internet on, the lights on, because without you, there is no show on view. I will keep tracking and tracing this. If WWE teases Nikki, the Divas title on TV, we will be covering it immediately, as we always do, to keep you in know on the most significant, the latest, the hottest, the greatest, and the newest. Now we dive into the exclusives. We dive into, quite frankly, the bread and butter of the show, because like I said, you cannot shut off show and view in the first 5 to 6 minutes, because if you do that, you will miss out on the most crucial, the most explosive, and the most in-depth WWE that you will not hear or see anywhere else, except for right here, and then, of course, you'll hear it elsewhere after I present it, after I talk about it, after I bring it up. Matt Hardy clarifies the Hardys' TNA contractual status amid conflicting reports. Because now there's this report going around that the Hardy Boys have not signed with TNA, that they have actually signed with WWE that still keeps them in TNA. Would you rather the Hardy Boys sign the contract with WWE or TNA? Your thoughts, your comments, your opinions. Obviously, the magnitude of Jeff and Matt Hardy is absolutely major online. It is combustible. Sarah Stock accuses AEW of keeping her from family on vacation, that being the former Paige. Alberto Del Rio, a guy I can't stand, I hate him. Alberto Del Rio confirms he's in contact with WWE amid AEW return rumors. Do you want to see Alberto Del Rio return to the WWE? Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions. We are receiving word on Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins at this time. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch reveal they never exchanged Christmas gifts, and it is being revealed why online. Logan Paul's wife trolls him with a wild Christmas gift, which has to be seen to be believed. Kiana James rocks a black underwear in stunning Christmas photos online. Also, Tony Storm asks Santa for a new breasts in wild Christmas video online. And good old JR, Jim Ross, is back on the dating market, but there's a catch. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions on good old JR, good old Jim Ross, following the death of his wife, his significant other, his love, a few years ago. We are still shocked, we are still saddened, and we are still stunned about all of that. Also, viewers here on the Brash and the Brazen, Javon Evans discusses being part of John Cena's retirement show. Bruce Pritchard on rumors of backstage rivalry with the Game. Triple H. Mixed Nuts Mayhem and more added to AEW World's End this Saturday. Javon Evans asked about his main roster status. Seth Rollins reveals the length of his current WWE deal is 3 years, and once that 3 years is up, will that be the end of Seth Rollins? Will he resign? Will he recuperate? What will happen? What will be of the vision, Seth Rollins? Your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, and your emotions on all of that. Arn Anderson is terrified. We know the legend, the Hall of Famer. Arn Anderson terrified of imminent casualties list in professional wrestling. Darby Allin is finally cleared for action. World's End match is being teased. Kenny Omega says that he has to take care of something. WWE Raw and Stranger Things crossover event announced for January the 5th. Seth Rollins says that no money would have made, and this one might be conflicting. Again, I'm going to reiterate. Seth Rollins says that no money would have been made with John Cena winning his final match on Saturday night's main event. Do you agree with that? Yes or no? Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions from the get-go, because if it weren't for you, there would be no Sean View. Plenty more to come. Subscribe later.